back at you with another one. It's the Steve Monahan Show. Tonight, we got for you, good friend of mine, fellow Brooklynite, my friend Will, certified financial advisor. You got the truth sitting right here. Welcome to the show, Will.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. I'll leave a link in the description for Will. Will's contact. You know, let's start out with you. Give the people a little bit of your background, where you went to school, how long you've been doing this, your experience.
Okay. So I went to Queens College. I majored in economics.
Okay.
So I got my bachelor's. I've been doing this this is going to be my 9th year as a financial advisor.
Ninth year. Nice. I like that.
Yep.
You know, they do say that the Asians are pretty good at math.
You know what someone else told me? You said if you commit a crime, hire a Jew for a lawyer.
I have heard
if you have
that.
finances, you hire an Asian.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. All right, so about 9 years now, right?
Yep, it's about 9 years.
What led you to choose this career path?
Honestly, when I was in high school, beginning of college, I wasn't really too sure what I wanted to be.
Okay, that's most people. You got 100 different options out there.
Yep.
Million, really.
So what I did was, I have a family member that worked in the bank.
Okay.
So I interned with him for the summer.
Ah, so you got the experience through the internship.
Yep. So then, as soon as I pretty much graduated high school, I went to college probably for my first year. I started working in the bank, and then so get my feet wet to see how how the business
like a straight up teller, or
as a teller, and then I became a banker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, worked out how it is, customer service, dealing with people's, dealing with all type of people. And then I tried to ask my bank to see if they would sponsor me in taking some of my, the Series 7 tests and things like that. And they were like, I don't think you're ready yet.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So then, this is just a coincidence that my my boss that I interned with, he actually gave me a call and he was like, I heard you work in a bank. I was like, yeah. He goes, why don't you come work for me? I was like,
okay,
yeah, that's fine.
All right.
I don't got nothing to lose. So then he was like, there's a career seminar coming up. So I want you to, come in, see, check it out, how things are. So I went to the career seminar. I'm sitting in a room, so a bunch of kids like my age, maybe some people older, and then you had all the advisors talking, talking brief story, how they came up, learn with everything like that. And then I'm sitting in the room, I'm looking around, I'm like, if these people can do it, I can do it because.
That's it.
Because when I was in high school, college, I'm like, take the Series 7. I think 260
hard,
questions. You have to hit a certain score in order to pass. I'm like, I don't think I could pass this. So, but I'm sitting in this room. Then I was, you know what? It's not gonna hurt for me to try.
To at least try. Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely. You fail every time you don't try.
100,000%.
Yeah.
So So once everything started rolling, I was like, you know what? Let's do the paperwork. I put my application in, and then we started. The first test that we pretty much have to take is the life and health test.
Okay, I'm not familiar with that. What does that actually entail?
So the life and health test pretty much allows you to sell life insurance, disability insurance,
and health insurance,
things like that.
All right.
So once I passed that, I did that on my first try, which it took me like a week to study and got my first try.
Good for you.
Yeah. And then that's when I started studying the Series 7, which was with a thick book like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Massive.
And I'm like, wow, I honestly, I've been in school and all that. I never read a book this thick in my life before.
I've definitely not read a book that big.
Yeah. So I'm going through the book. I'm studying. It took me like a month to study. So the manager at that time that I had, the day before I was going to take my Series 7, he was like, well, I don't think you're ready. Maybe you should take the Series 6.
Doubting you.
Yeah, he was doubting me. So then I'm like, all right. Because I'm already scheduled for the test already. I'm just going to take the test. Regardless if you want me to or not, I'm going to take the test.
You might as well. Yeah. You probably have to pay for it.
Yep. It was like a couple $100, you know. Even if I don't take the test, I'm going to have to lose a couple $100 for no reason.
Of course. You might as well go take it.
Yep. The test is it's like 260 questions. Out of 260, I think you're supposed to get like 180, 190 correct. The test was supposed to be like 6.5 hours or something like that. Yep.
Long test.
So you're supposed to take 3 hours, then you get like another half-hour break, and then you take another 3 hours.
Got it.
So I did a lot of practice tests during my, doing the whole.
Yeah, you kind of have to if you want to prepare yourself.
You have to. Yep. So then, while I'm taking a test, I'm like, it's not that bad. So I'm taking.
You were ready.
Yeah, I was ready. I'm taking it. So the first half of the test took me just an hour and a half.
Oh shit.
So then, I'm done with the first half of the test. So then the break comes. So I'm like,
so hold on. Did you have to sit there for the whole extra hour and a half before you were able to like get your break?
no.
Oh, you like, I'm done. And
Done.
then come back at whatever
Yep.
time for the second half.
Everything's on computer.
Oh, okay.
Everything's on computer.
All right,
Like, it's,
all right.
like, you finish whatever you do. It's like a multiple choice. Just finish.
Gotcha.
So there's like a proctor. So she knows when you're done. I guess something signals into the computer.
Bing.
Yep. So then she goes, oh, come back. You have 30 minutes if you want to come back. Whenever you come back, we'll get your lunch, whatever it is. So then, like, I'm waiting outside 5-10 minutes. I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I don't.
Why wait?
Why am I going to wait? I'm just
finish
going to wing
shit.
this. I'm going to go wing this. That's all and everything.
So they let you just take
Yeah,
it right there? All right, that's cool. So it's an optional break.
Yeah, it's not.
I gotcha.
Yeah. So I went in there, took my test, finished the rest of the half of the test. Boom. Get to the front of proctor. You pass the test. You got a 74.
Oh, right there you find out?
Right there and then.
Shit.
74. The test took me 3 hours to do.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So, go home, tell my friends, I passed my Series 7. To me, it's a big accomplishment.
Yeah, it is a huge accomplishment. Yeah.
So that was huge for me. And then late at night, my manager called me up. So how'd you do in the test? I'm like, I did pretty good. I passed. He had nothing to say for like 2 minutes. He was
he froze him.
Froze.
That was it.
Froze. So, all right, congratulations. Speechless. So then that's when I that's one of the tests that you're supposed to take to start selling securities.
Securities.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
stocks.
Yep.
And
Stocks. So,
ETFs.
so I'm not sure if you know the difference between the Series 6 and the Series 7.
I don't know the difference, but I do know you need the 7 for stocks.
Correct. That's pretty much the main difference.
That's the difference. So like, what about options and things like that?
Series 7. Yep.
That's all 7.
It's all 7. So if you only had like Series 6, I only could sell like mutual funds. The basic stuff.
So I'm gonna assume that after you passed the 7, you went and took the 6.
Nope, you don't need to.
No,
you don't need to.
So once you have the 7, you can sell mutual funds.
Exactly.
If you without the 7, you can only sell mutual funds.
Yep. So if I only took a 6, I only sell mutual funds.
That's kind of retarded to me. I don't know.
These
Doesn't make sense. There shouldn't even be a 6, in my opinion, if that's the case.
So some people can't pass it.
Wow.
And it's also like it's a kind of liability type of thing. Like they want you to have a higher license because just in order to sell certain things.
I got you. All right. Well, yeah, I guess that would entail like what? I'm thinking at first just regular stocks, but like maybe options and all of that. You need the higher license.
A 7.
That's what I mean. As opposed to the 6.
Yep.
All right. Gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
Passed it on his first try. That's great, man. Good for you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Can you walk us through like the planning process you typically use on a client?
So every client is different. Everyone, everyone has different situations. Everyone has a certain time in their life that everything different. So what I usually do is if I have a brand new client that I never met before, they'll sit in front of me and I ask them several questions. I have pretty much like a fact finder.
Yeah, you have your guidelines that you're looking for. He's got, where he qualifies for different things.
So that fact finder has all these things like what's your income, your investment knowledge, you're in debt, what are you invested into, things like that. And that pretty much kind of paints a picture for me to see where you are. And then I also ask you, what do you want to go? And in between, I'll try to discover if they have anything that they're missing. That if they say what they want to do, I want to invest into XYZ, but then you don't have an emergency fund or anything like that. No basics, no foundation. You have to set up that foundation before you do big things.
Yeah, of course. Foundation of a house is the most important part.
100%. So we go through that, and it's like you could think of as a financial advisor as like a financial doctor. So imagine going to the doctor's office. A doctor's asks you just one question. Oh, here's your script. See you later.
Yeah.
That's not doing the job.
No, that's not doing the job. They got to do the blood work and blood pressure and all of that.
Yep.
How do you determine the client's risk tolerance?
So we have something called a risk tolerance questionnaire.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it makes it simple.
Simple. So that questionnaire pretty much asks you a bunch of questions and like, I'll give you an example. It's like you had 100,000 to invest. And it has A, B, C, and D. Are you willing to, lose 20,000 to make 150,000? Or if you have really willing to risk 50,000 to make 200,000. So based on these questions, there's a score. Once you answer a certain amount of questions, we tally up the score, and it says,
High risk tolerance.
High risk tolerance.
Medium,
Yep.
low, whatever.
Yep.
I gotcha. And like, what strategies do you use to help minimize the client's taxes and maximize the returns?
So a lot of clients, they don't think about tax things.
A lot of people don't think about taxes at all.
At all. So I try to find out. Number one thing is find out what tax bracket they are in.
As far as income?
Income.
Okay.
As far as income. So if you're at like a higher tax bracket, I'm trying to reduce some of your taxes.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, I'm sure they would appreciate that.
Yeah. So then we try to find out, if someone's like in a low tax bracket, it's fine. We could put you in things that, it's not going to really affect your tax too much. And like everyone's different. So I try to advise people not to always put money into things that are taxable. Also try to have some things that are tax deferred.
So give an example of some of these things.
Some things that are tax. I mean, I'm sure everyone heard of like Roth IRAs.
I have. Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Roth IRAs, is a retirement account that whatever you put into it, it's all tax free in the future.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know if they change the rules because
they change them constantly.
Constantly. Depending on who's the president, who, they change things around. So right now it's, Roth IRA, everything you put in the future is all tax free. So one thing that are tax deferral, but it's not for everyone, is annuities.
Annuities are tax deferred?
Tax deferred.
So you pay the taxes at the end?
Correct. When you take distributions.
All right.
Versus if you was to put in like a regular savings account or a regular brokerage account or CD, every year you're gonna get that 1099.
Okay, all right.
Versus like an annuity.
Gotcha.
You're not gonna get that 1099. So the money that you're supposed to get taxed, you're not paying tax on it. It's pretty much compounding into that account. So it's growing faster.
Okay. So you would suggest somebody to use a Roth IRA
if they're young
over like an annuity.
If they're young. But also another thing is a Roth IRA you cannot take out before 59 and a half.
Ah, okay. So you're building it basically your whole life.
You're building your whole life. But if someone needs that money, well, I need this money like 10 years from now. It's like in my 30s. I need this money 10 years from now. Maybe that doesn't make sense for you in a Roth IRA.
Because you're not going to be able to pull it out.
Correct. You're going to get penalized. No one wants to pay.
Okay. And then it's probably more than the taxes.
So you're going to pay 10% penalty. And on top of that, whatever your tax bracket is. So you're paying close to 30, 40%.
Wow. Yeah, you definitely don't want to. You don't want to do that. That's taking it out.
Exactly. To me, it doesn't make sense.
So how do you stay current in the industry trends and the financial landscape?
You have to constantly watch, the news.
You're watching the news, reading the paper,
politics,
everything. Politics, you got to stay up to date.
Up to date, because when I was 15 years old, you told me, Will, you're still looking at politics? I'm like, no, that's boring. that's boring. But then once I got into the industry, I realized
you need to.
All these Congress that pass these laws, the president that passed certain laws, it has an effect to the market.
Definitely does. Definitely affects everything, especially with taxes and, businesses being able to, hire more people and all of that. I always said the government can't hire people. They don't expand the economy.
Nope.
They only grow government. You want to expand the economy, you got to let the businesses hire people.
Yeah.
Can you provide an example of like a particularly challenging client situation and how you successfully dealt with it?
So I'm actually working on a case right now.
All right.
That husband and wife. The husband was riding his bike, caught a heart attack, and passed away.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. So what was really complicated about this thing was that I guess maybe he hasn't spoke to a financial advisor. So the beneficiaries, he put 20% to her and 80% to the kids. When the kids are like 7, 8 years old, and
so now she's trying to get it to be able to probably provide for the 7 and 8 year olds.
Correct. Yeah. So then it's like we have to work with an attorney to get so she gets the guardianship to get the money that to raise the kids and everything like that.
At least the percentage of it, if anything.
Yep. Yeah. So then another thing was we're dealing with a retirement account that the husband had, and for some reason whoever was like managing the account, they don't know where the money is. It was a couple $100,000 that they don't know where it is. Like when we try to get it to roll over to her name, they look at the system, it's saying zero. I'm like, what?
Wow.
But for me doing this for 9 years, I never seen something like this.
Wow.
That they don't know where the money is.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know how that would even happen.
Exactly. But you know what it is? It's sometimes it's the technology nowadays. Sometimes you
Click
spell
a button by your elbow, hit it.
Yep. Boom. Goes to someone else's account.
Wow.
So right now we're still working on that account.
But she has, I'm assuming, the paperwork that proves that, hey, I have this.
So when we called up before, like to try to roll over, we spoke to someone on the phone. They said, yeah, you have a couple 100,000 in here. And they told her that you have a couple 100,000. 2 months later, it's zero.
Wow.
Yeah.
So would the SEC get involved in this with the lawyer and all of that? Is that even their responsibility, the SEC?
I don't think it's the SEC.
Okay.
It's probably with compliance.
Compliance would get involved? Doesn't that come from?
HR and HR.
HR from whatever bank?
The investment company that was holding all this money.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Gotcha. That's an interesting story, man. In the future, you got to let me know how that worked out. How do you prioritize and manage multiple clients with varying financial needs and goals?
You gotta have to organize schedule. You have to organize schedule. So Monday through Friday, I have a schedule.
You're calling John on Monday,
Exactly.
Frank on Monday.
Exactly.
Tuesday, you're calling somebody else and somebody else.
And like, say I already have that client. There's like and there's an anniversary date on the account. Whenever I open the account, there's an anniversary. So usually I try to, depending on the client and their net worth, I try to do quarterly reviews or annual reviews.
Gotcha.
So to keep them up to date, see if any life changing events that happen to them. They have a new kid, they bought a new house, things like that. So just keep up to date.
Did you ever have like some sort of client? I don't want to say he was a jerk off, but somebody that was like, he doesn't want to do what you're telling him to do.
All the time.
All the time.
All the time.
So it's convincing. You got to convince these people.
Yep, but because nowadays
even a client that you've already proven to that you can bring returns.
Those are the clients that they trust me already. The new ones, Hey,
the new clients.
Yeah,
they're always skeptical.
Yep, they said,
especially if they have zero experience in the industry buying stock, no Robin Hood, anything like that.
Nothing. They get the advice from YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. And I tell them, this is not places where you're supposed to take advice from.
No. They need to see what's happening, what's the Federal Reserve doing, and things like that.
Yep.
I don't know. We're in a crazy place right now in the United States.
Everything is crazy. Inflation
is out of control.
Insane.
Where would you say it is? Because the number they give, in my opinion, is false. Yeah, they changed the way they calculate it.
So I'm not
the CPI used to be, let's call it like a bigger basket with more things in it, and they just took out certain things and they calculate it differently. I think we're past the 80s high.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I think 100%. We're way past it. Yeah. And they call it at about half of it.
Go to the supermarket. You can tell. Go to the supermarket.
It's like 20%. Close to 20%, in my opinion.
Yep.
What's your experience with like retirement planning? And what advice do you typically give?
So I do a lot of retirement planning. That's like one of my specialties.
Okay, all right.
So
you hear that? Go check them out for your retirement planning.
So I do a lot of people like our age, in the younger age, and then I also do people like about to retire. The people like in our age, it's okay for us to take risk because we have
time to
recover. Exactly. Yeah. But someone like mid 50s and the 60s, you have to take more conservative investments.
They need that money to finish off their life. Yeah.
Who knows?
Basically, if they lose it, then their life is finished.
It's like when we had 1998, 99 when the market was
the housing market.
Yep.
Oh yeah, the housing bubble.
Everyone was losing their 401ks.
Because all the banks had invested in it.
Yep.
And
so imagine you lose 50% of your retirement account. It's like, how long is that going to take to recover?
Oh man, that's a scary thought.
Yeah, even this COVID, even 2020 when we had COVID, I have some clients that lost a decent amount of money.
Everything collapsed.
And they have to work extra 2 years to recuperate because of that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they lost it from their retirement fund just because of COVID?
Because of COVID.
Wow. Have you ever had to deal with like an ethical dilemma in your career?
Like doing the right thing?
No, I guess. I mean, you should always be doing the right thing. I'm always
doing the right thing. And it's like, you gotta have to relate with the client. Like, that's how I see it. It's like, for instance, like I have a client that's like 60 years old. I'm like, that's like someone like my mother. I got to do the right thing for my mother. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, of course.
I'm not gonna do what's best for my pocket. I'm gonna do what's best for the client. You know.
Yeah. I mean, I would hope so. Otherwise, you're not gonna have many clients.
No,
your career is gonna be very short.
I wouldn't be here after 9 years.
Yeah,
if I
you wouldn't
did the
still
wrong
be
thing.
doing it after
Exactly.
9 years. Everybody would be like, "Fuck this guy.
Yeah.
This guy lost everything. He lost my friend's money. He lost my money. Fuck him."
Yeah.
But so yeah, you kind of have to do the right thing in this industry.
Have to.
Have you ever had to, or what is your approach to somebody who's like in high levels of debt that wants to invest? Come to you, says, "Hey, I got $3,000 or whatever." I'm just saying, but he's 50 grand in debt.
We gotta take care of the debt. We can't invest if you can't.
You can't invest if you have debt.
debt.
Basically, that's what you're saying.
You can't do it. So with investing, it's all about cash flow.
Mm-hmm.
So you have decent. You have to have decent cash flow in order to invest. Because, like, for instance, you tell me, "Will, I have $3,000 to invest, but you have 50,000 in debt. What if I invest into something, you lose all 3,000?
You got 53,000 in debt, essentially.
You could have paid that 3,000 towards your debt.
Yeah,
you know,
that wouldn't have done anything.
That would have done nothing. You know.
So how do you approach working with clients that have, a small, limited budget?
I'm not going to tell them to invest all your money.
No, of course not. I wouldn't tell anybody to invest all their money into anything.
So someone like you maybe have low income. We start with the foundation.
There you go. Back to the foundation.
Back on the foundations. Do you have 3 to 6 months emergency fund? Some clients are like, what do you mean by emergency fund?
Wow, they don't even know what it is.
Nope, they don't know what that is. I said,
oh man.
So I asked them, what's your monthly expenses? I'm just throwing hypothetical. My monthly expenses is $4,000 a month between whatever rent, car insurance, whatever it is, $4,000. So all right, so let's save 6 months. So that's $24,000. So you gotta have at least $24,000 onto the side. God forbid something was to happen. You lose your job, you get hurt, and you have enough money to
still live. You cover yourself for a little while.
And I seen one of your podcasts talking about emergency funds.
Emergency funds. Yeah, we spoke about. I'll leave a link up here. It was about the basics of investing. We kept saying we're not financial advisors, and then we did one on also about financial stuff, ETFs, bullion, and crypto. Just a brief, touch upon it.
So these emergency funds that you need is like. It's very important because anything can happen in life. Like you said, we live in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
Tickets $75, $150. You hit a pothole. Your rim,
tire's
done.
Rim. That's almost $1,000.
Exactly. That's why you always have to have this emergency fund.
Absolutely. So you mentioned earlier about the husband passing away. So how do you deal with the experience of estate planning and all of that? I keep seeing things online about a trust. Would you recommend a trust? Yeah, that's pretty much the best way to do it.
Best way to do it because a will.
I'm not very familiar with them other than the little bit I see on whatever TikTok or some shit like that.
So everybody knows. I'm pretty sure everybody here has a will. You got to set up a will for your family.
A will,
like that.
You need a will. All right.
You need a will. So one thing I would say a will isn't as strong as a trust is because a will has to go through probate court. No matter what, it has to go to probate court.
Anybody can basically challenge it, right?
Contest it. So, for instance, you had a will, something happens to you, I could come in. I'm Steve's brother. Yeah, I'm his long lost brother. Yeah, and I could contest it. I could test
absolutely.
It,
Yeah.
So for a trust skips all that. You don't have to go to court. Nothing like that. Because in a trust, you write down. I want this to go to this. I want him. I want to go to my son. Whatever it is,
and it automatically happens. It's very specific and no court involved.
No court involved because in court, of course, when you go to court, you have to pay the judge, lawyers, judges, all money.
All money. Yeah. That's the scam right there. How do you determine the most appropriate asset allocation for a client? So you had mentioned earlier, before we got on camera, that you were basically an independent contractor.
Yes.
And can do whatever you want or the client asks for.
Yep.
So how do you gauge that? Like where's your head at?
I do what's best for the client, not best for me. Right?
I get that. I get that.
So say, for instance, a client tells me, "Well, I want to buy X, Y, and Z stock." And then they don't have any foundation.
Beyond the foundation. This is a client you've been working with. He comes to you, says he wants to buy X, Y, Z, but you had some other thought for him in your mind, not because it benefits you, but you believe it'll benefit him more. Like,
how do I? I have to explain to them what's the benefits, what's the pros and the cons. So if you have, say you buy this XYZ stock, yeah, you could buy it. If you have all the foundations, everything is good, you could buy it. But you have to also know that you're willing to risk whatever you put into it. You might lose.
But I'm saying, like, you've never hit a client back where you should buy, no, don't do XYZ. Here's why. You should be buying ABC.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting at.
So everybody's been, I don't know if you hear, but NVIDIA has been,
NVIDIA flying.
Going off.
Yep.
So I have people asking me, well, should I buy NVIDIA? I'm like,
it's too late now.
It's too late now.
Yeah, it's definitely too. You should have been buying it before you even knew what the fuck it was.
Exactly. So things like that. I haven't come across things. So once I tell them, once things are hot, it's already too late.
Yeah. Once you hear about it, like once it's on mainstream news media, it already happened. You missed the bus.
Yep. So you just gotta look for the new one.
And they're putting it on the mainstream media so all the millionaires could sell it to you and dump all the profits they just made.
They want you to pump. They want you to keep putting into it, and then when they know, they're gonna start selling.
What are some common mistakes you see your clients make?
They're running before they're walking.
Running before without that foundation.
Without that foundation, just see people that don't even have the foundation. They just because I'm assuming everyone. During 2020, everyone in their mothers.
Everybody was hurting.
No, everyone was buying.
Oh, buying. Yes. Buying.
Everyone was buying because you name any stock, they're going up.
Yeah.
They're going up.
Right after COVID basically broke. After everything dropped, everything shot up.
Everything shot up. You bought anything, right? So everybody thought they were gurus. I'm a stock
whatever you
expert.
bought, it went up. Yep. So now you think you're an expert.
Yep. So then once that wave gone down, everyone started losing money, and then they just lost faith into the market. Like, this is not for me because I lost money. It's not that. It's just you didn't do the right thing.
You didn't do the right thing.
You diversify.
Like, I don't know if you saw the movie. Did you see the movie Dumb Money?
No.
I think it's out on is it Netflix or Hulu? One of them. It was in movie theaters and everything, but now I think it's in Netflix or Hulu. One of them. Amazon Prime perhaps. But it's about the GameStop stock.
I actually bought some games.
That whole like run up, diamond hands, all of that. It's about the YouTuber that first spotted it and put it out there for the world.
That's
it's an actual really good movie.
That's what started all the meme stocks.
Yeah, it went from GameStop to AMC to Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yeah. So that's
Wall Street Bets.
Wall Street Bets.
Yeah, shout out to Wall Street Bets. A lot of people made money with Wall Street Bets. A lot of people made money. Yeah, definitely. What role do you see like technology playing in the future?
I could see probably AI come into something. They probably a client probably click on a couple of questions, just like how I told you there's questionnaires. Mm-hmm. Probably AI is going to spit out. You're going to press out all these. If you fill out the risk tolerance questionnaire, AI is going to spit out. Oh, this is your portfolio.
This is exactly what you need.
Yep. That's what I can see.
I think they're already kind of halfway there.
They're halfway there.
Yeah.
But the difference between
they have AI making trades already.
Yep. The difference between me and versus AI is probably I have
experience. I don't even know how to say.
I wouldn't say experience.
The human factor.
The human factor of emotions.
Yeah.
I have empathy.
Yeah.
I can relate to you. I understand what's going on with your family dynamics or all the dynamics.
Absolutely.
Versus a computer, it's just they don't know you.
So going back to a new client, what are some of the ways that you build their trust?
You can't just sell them here. This is
take this. Don't take. You can't be like that.
So as a financial advisor, I don't sell a product. I sell benefit. So for instance, like you're looking for something that for your family. I'm not gonna just here's the product. I'm not tell you what it is. I'm gonna tell you. I'm telling you this product because this is what you need for your benefit. God forbid, I'm just saying. Just for instance. A father comes in, he's a father, he has 2 kids, a wife, this and that, but he doesn't have any protection for his family. Usually clients, what do you mean protection? Right? I said,
gotta have a 12 gauge? No, I'm kidding.
So I'm like, do you have life insurance? No. I'm in my 30s. Why do you need life insurance? It's like, God forbid something was to happen to you. Who's gonna take care of your family? So things like this is in the head, and they're like, that's when I tell them, I know you want to invest into XYZ, but you need to have this before you can do, because God forbid, even like you want to play for your kids' college, you put into this fund, but God forbid something's happened. Who's going to continue putting this fund?
Yeah, the fund ends. It stops right there.
Yep.
So life insurance would be one of the main bricks in that foundation.
Yep. So think of as like the food pyramid.
Mm-hmm.
have your meats, your grains, all that stuff. So you could think of a financial pyramid.
Okay.
In a financial pyramid, on the bottom is something that you won't have all the stuff that are non-market correlated. So you don't have to worry about stock market crashes. Am I going to lose all my money? Such as just like savings account, your money market account, checking account, life insurance, your health insurance, disability insurance, things like that. That's non-market correlated.
Basic foundation.
Basic foundation. Because if you have no health insurance, it's no good.
No good. Health is wealth.
Yep.
So what would be the next level?
Next step, I would probably say you probably start looking into like ETFs and mutual funds. A lot of people don't know what an ETF or mutual fund is versus a stock.
See, I thought ETFs were mutual funds. I thought it was one and the same.
It's two different things.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
Yep. So ETF's a little cheaper than mutual fund.
All right.
In expense wise. So ETFs is pretty much day to day. Like
an ETF would follow the NASDAQ.
NASDAQ or S&P, whatever it is.
S&P, yeah.
But it changes throughout the day. That's the price changes.
As those stocks in the S&P are changing, the price of the ETF is changing.
The mutual funds, they calculate by the end of the day.
Oh, okay. So you don't even know if it changed until the end of the day, as opposed to you could see it change constantly if it would happen.
Exactly.
All right. Okay. So we got the basics: life insurance, health insurance, savings account as your foundation. Then you got ETFs and mutual funds.
Then that's when you start putting into your stocks, your options. Some people think it's crypto as like up top there too.
Crypto, yeah.
Crypto, But
what about bullion? How do you feel about bullion?
I think bullion is pretty much in between, like the bottom and the mutual fund.
You think it's at the bottom over there, though?
I think it's the bottom over
there. Okay, all right.
I myself have gold, some silver, like we talked in previous.
Yeah, we've spoke before.
Yeah, I'm a big thing of gold because gold 10 years from now,
gold all throughout history has been money.
Yep.
And who knows? Maybe one day the grid goes down or whatever may happen.
A lot of people have. I don't know about you, but I know a lot of people, they don't even carry cash around. They have ATM cards.
Debit card, yeah.
What if we have a blackout?
Yeah.
Where are you getting this money?
Your phone, not your phone, but AT&T phones, right? They just didn't work the other day.
Yep.
What happens? An EMP happens or something.
Yeah. You're not
dirty bomb.
You're not going ATM no more.
No,
ATM's not going to work.
You got nothing.
You got nothing.
Everything's in your bank account. You got $280,000 in the bank, but you can't even feed your kid.
Yep.
Something to think about. Where do you see the economy going? Is it going to benefit your clients or is it going to make it harder on your clients? And it's tough to say because we're in an election year, because that has a lot to play into it. But just your thoughts.
Based on history, the election years the market's usually up, right? But you also notice that a lot of AI companies are what's called, they're letting go people. Like Google and all these companies,
they're letting people go. Yeah.
Because during the COVID time, they're hiring a bunch of tech people, so they overhired. So now they're laying people off now. But the economy, it's like the economy hasn't affected me because if people don't have the extra money to invest,
they can't do anything. Yeah, I gotcha. So, would you say it's safe to possibly even invest in AI, being that you believe that AI is the future?
I can't say it's wrong,
It's fair enough. Fair enough.
Just don't dump all your eggs in one basket.
Oh, never that. Never that. So we're coming to the end of the show. What I like to do is basically a quick session. I'm going to spit out a name, a topic, and you just give your first sort of impression. We'll start with the poster right behind you. You got Mike Tyson. You don't have to look. Mike Tyson.
Guy's a smart guy. That's a smart guy.
Smart guy, Mike Tyson.
He's a smart guy. Guy's an animal. I guess he changed. He changed a lot from once he started boxing till now.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We got Tristan and Andrew Tate. Tate brothers.
The Tate brothers. Everybody loves. I would say alpha males. They love Tate because everyone can relate.
Masculine men.
They understand what's in their thoughts, what they mean by what they say.
Absolutely. Donald Trump.
Donald. He's in trouble.
He's in trouble. But hold on. For what? Property rentals were too high or something like that, I heard.
Everyone does what he did.
Yeah.
Everyone overvalues
everybody. That's the thing. Jordan Peterson. Unfamiliar? All right. That's fine. He's a college psychologist out of Canada, made waves all over the internet. It's cool. Pablo Escobar.
Everybody loves Colombia. my friends love Colombia.
What's going on in the Ukraine and Russia?
It's a mess.
It's a mess.
It's a mess, and it's like all our tax dollars are going that way for, I don't know for what.
Almost $200 billion, if I'm not mistaken.
We don't even take care of our own people over here. So that's something I don't agree with.
Something I saw, they said they could have gave like every American like 20 million out of that.
Because the American population is like, say, $300 million. So you could have gave everyone $1 million, and you still had money left over.
Yeah, they're at 200 billion.
It's crazy. It's insane.
Well, that's basically the end of the show. If you want, let the people know where they can find you. It's up to you. I'll leave the link in the description.
I'm gonna give Steve my LinkedIn. So if you want to contact me, just click on the LinkedIn column and just send me a message, and I'm more than happy to answer any questions you have.
Thank you for being here, Will. It's an honor to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
While you're here, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we out.
That's it.
Peace.
Peace. Have a good one.